All right. Hello everyone. Long time no see. Last time that I posted a video, I was saying how I was going to go start futures. As usual, I always run away from futures when I start it back up because I have an issue with overtrading. So, I'm back on options. So, options is my baby. I think I'm just going to be doing options. And yeah, I'm an options girly. We are not doing futures anymore. So today, let's go on with the trade that I did not take today because there were no signals for me to go in for a trade. So let's just go over that really quick. For QQQ, I'm going to go over AMD and QQQ. I missed the move in AMD, but I usually trade QQQ. So what I usually do is I mark my levels. This right here, I believe is at an all-time high. And then I would also mark let's see. Technically I would mark here, but that's $4 too far. So marked on this area. I call these areas zones. And for the 15-minute, I mark down imbalances for price targets. So I'd say I'd have one right here. Make that a solid line. Second price target. I usually do 3 price targets and make that the third. And since we have a so since we have all-time highs and we don't have any price targets to look after, we will be taking calls up there and puts below here. So I move on to the 1 minute time frame, move this a bit closer so that we can see our levels. And yeah, let's see. Whenever price breaks out is when I get in. I trade with the trend. Yada, yada, yada. Price going up. See, I really don't take trades until price touches my zones, or I trade breakouts. So whenever price breaks out of my zones, I then use price targets for support and resistance. But I mainly would just trade price action. Yeah, so see, all the way till... I typically try to wait till 11 o'clock. So in this area right here... Let's go back a little bit. So in this area right here, which is the zone, we want this area... We want price to open and close under this zone. You know, we want to see price open and close under that zone. But because price quickly, when price quickly broke out but went back up, there is no validity. Now, if price went up and then came back down, I would look for price to open and close below this low of day. But as price continued, literally, I wasn't going to wait in this chop. I wasn't going to wait in this. There's a lot of wicks. 11 p.m. was a great time for me to just not look at the market anymore, because with my strategy, I really do try to... Oh, yeah, I have a different strategy now, but not different. I trade price action now instead of supply and demand. I strictly do price action now and zones. So yeah, see how like usually between that 8:30 and at least 10, 8:30 to 9 or whatever, it didn't really, there was no volume. So it was definitely just something to not look at, so I didn't take a trade here. But then we move on to AMD, because I'm trying to look at other I really am trying to look at other stocks, but I find it easier for me to just focus on one stock because I know how Nasdaq moves and all that. I'm pretty comfortable with Nasdaq. I have more history with QQQ than I do with AMD. So with AMD, I mark the zones. I mark the first zone. I mark the second zone, which will be under here. Now, mind you, if the space between my first zone and my second zone is more than $4, I find the nearest sort of, so I either find post market high, post market low, pre market high, pre market low, and whichever numbers are closer together, I do, because price only moves a certain amount of dollars in a day. So you don't want a price to move a whole $2-3 and you didn't get at least a chance in that move, especially if there was some pressure or some volume. So since I'm still in the 50-minute, I now mark my price zone, my price target areas. So this would be one to gap, and this would be a second zone as well. And then I mark the third one. I would say, yes, this one right here. And then this is all-time highs for AMD. AMD has all-time highs in this area. Usually at all-time highs, I am looking for price to open and close above the all-time high area zone. So I go to the 1 minute, and I really just wait for price to go in, to move. Take puts below this area. So yeah, I go in. So price has closed above that zone, but I'm still looking for opportunity to go in. See how those wicks are long? We don't want that. But we do see that price never created a low. So it went high up here, here, and I would just go in at the second. Yeah, so because price broke above this wick and above this candle, that's a signal for me to go in for buys. I'll have a stop loss here. That might be too much, to be honest. No. Stop loss won't be there. Stop loss would be the bottom of this candle. So we go in, just wait for price to move the stop loss to the next bottom of this candle. Leave it there. We wait. Usually, well, I don't say usually, but I'm trying my hardest to make sure I keep my losses really low, because that's the problem that I had. My issue was that on the days that I would be green, yeah, they were fine. But the days that I was red, okay? I was red. So I'm now trading with the trend. I don't leave space for high stop losses, okay? So let's say for this one now, I got in over here. So technically, my stop loss should literally be here, okay? So we continue to go in. We wait for price. Price is going up, but I'm still in the trade. I'm allowing the trade to move about, and this is still my stop loss because I see that price, the candle body didn't close above the previous candle. So I haven't moved my stop loss at the moment because you want to give price some wiggle room. Yeah, and there's a bunch of wicks on top, so definitely can be nerve-wracking. So now that I've seen that price has gone and closed above this zone, I can now start marking my stop loss. And because price has already gone $1.16, I'm ready to take as much as I can, and I would move my stop loss to the previous candle. the the ending of the wick of the previous candle. Yeah, definitely. So let's say, oh, I didn't move the line. I didn't move the line. Okay, let's go back here. So entry is this candle. We go in for buys. Stop loss literally here. And sometimes you wait a little bit too because your price could wick at this area, but it's a 50-cent move. You really don't want to lose much. You want to keep your losses really low. You can also even have a stop loss of this area right here, but it's best to have a stop loss here because you want to trade with a trend. You don't want it to be like, the market isn't moving and how you want it. You want to trade with the trend. So price goes up. Price has, so I'm still keeping my stop loss at this area because I see that price has gotten above that. We wait here. We keep our stop loss here. We wait for price to close above this wick to the upside. Just give it space to breathe. You see that it's still wicking out. Wait for price to close above here. We're waiting for price now to close above this zone, just so that we know that we're in a strong zone. Okay, so exactly what I was saying before. So we see now that price has closed above here. Now from here, we take on our profits. This is when we have our stop loss right here. We're now in profit. We're still in at least $1 move up. Okay. And boom, bam, you take it. You take it while you can, because there's a lot of wicks in this area, and this could be an area of price consolidating, or a breakout area zone, or a resistance zone. So if we play it, we'll see. Even if price continue to go up, there's still a lot of wicks. You can see there's a lot of wicks to the upside. And eventually, I think price I'm not even sure. I think price dropped, but either way, we're trying to get this. This is what we want. We want price. We want momentum, and we want to trade with the trend. We want to trade with the trend, especially at all-time highs. You want to trade with the trend. And the only way to do that is to make sure you get your entry right. Make sure you set your stop losses so little, because that's literally my issue. My issue was my stop losses are trash. So, yeah, that's my spiel for today. I don't know if I'll be trading AMD. I think I'm going to stick to QQQ because that's just what I'm used to. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to join the Discord. I'm back on there, back live, whatever, what ifs. I'm posting more, so yeah. I think I had a quite nice little break. June and July were very busy months for me, so. But I was still trading. Nonetheless, I was still trading. Don't get it twisted. So, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to join the Discord. Bye.